All right, and we are live. Hey, welcome to HD, folks. This is Dialogue.
Yup, it's your man Eddie. Ed.
And today we've got the Jubilee debate with the expert Jillian Michaels. And look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's cool. Just keep coming back to watch our videos. But I have to do my due diligence. Subscribe, share, and also comment your thoughts, because this is going to be a very interesting one. This stream is going to be going for an hour. So we're going to expound on as many things as we possibly can. But for the first 30 minutes, I want to keep it concise and compact so that we could get to the point, and then we could chat about it afterwards. So today's topic, right? Obesity isn't unhealthy. And this is probably one of Jubilee's most crazy debate back and forth. So
What's happening? We also spoke about this in some previous episodes too.
What happened? What, Jubilee?
The obesity topic.
Oh yeah, we did. We touched on it. This is good. All right. So the format of this is Jubilee will usually have one expert, someone who's really good at what they do, and then 20 people who pretty much opposes what they say. And the question for this video is, why do some people in America believe obesity is not a problem? Because there really are some. You'll be surprised. You'll think, what? Really? Who? But there are professionals who operate in this realm of it's not a problem. So the question is, what does that belief cost us? And are we going to be able to turn back the time in terms of the idea? And so we'll break down some of the most intense, revealing moments in this debate. You guys are going to be shocked. This is going to be wild. And then I would invite you to watch to the end, because our takeaway is probably not going to be what you're thinking, but you might want to watch to the end. So anyway, Ed, did you see this this video
with Jillian?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. This
see
is recent,
it,
right?
What happened?
Imagine being.
I haven't seen it. Not yet.
You haven't seen it. All right, cool. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. But I would invite everyone to also go watch the full video to get the whole picture of this whole thing, because it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah. And before you super commenters comment, at least watch the video or watch the full video of this video instead of watching one little word or listening until one little sentence that we finish and then commenting all things that we said that we didn't say.
All right, let me pull up the video. All right, cool. Let's go.
I'm an eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word, because I find...
What happened?
Is Jillian, is she some type of nutritionist?
Yeah. She was on a show that was on TV for some time. And she basically helps people lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's an expert.
Yeah. All right.
I'm an eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word, because I find it pretty offensive.
Gosh, bro.
So I'm going to use fat-bodied as we talk. Okay. Do you understand why people find it harmful and triggering?
Overweight and obese is literally just having too much body fat. It has nothing to do with the quality of the person.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Are we going to debate the claim?
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to clarify though the language.
Are we going to pretend like I'm a 3 and you're my mommy, telling me how to talk?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So the claim that you're saying is that it is inherently unhealthy to live in a fat body.
It's inherently unhealthy to have excess body fat. Yes.
Okay. Where are you getting that information from?
Oh, okay. There are dozens of MRT trials that show having excess body fat. Dozens is causal, not correlated.
Oh, no.
All right. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Eddie Ed? What are your thoughts? I know you got some stuff going on in there.
Bro, man, she was getting on my nerves, man.
Already,
bro. Cause she's saying the word obesity is harmful. Bro, like people like that are the type of people that want you to protect ant rights.
Tree rights.
Like, bro, those overly sensitive people are so annoying to hear speak about things. You can't use the word. Like, what are you talking about?
It's kind of crazy.
And then they're the same ones that will say something offensive and don't think it's offensive. Just like how she was pretty much telling her don't use the word. You want people not to tell you what to do, but you telling somebody else what to do already,
man.
So, but no, she's definitely.
So the claim that you,
I'm trying to be not necessarily sensitive, but cognizant for people that are as sensitive as this person, right? As sensitive as her.
Yeah.
We gotta call it what it is. We can't live in la la land, like the la la land mentality is what she's displaying to me. This is what I'll call la la land mentality, because she don't want to say the facts. She want to say what feels good, and if you live by what feels good, you're gonna die. You're gonna die in all aspects of life.
That's a good point.
You're not surviving. If you want to do just only what feels good, you're going to sink to the bottom. They say bikini bottom. That's where you're going to end up. It's because you don't want to live in reality. The reality is if A plus B equals C, then that's the formula. It's never going to be me plus whatever equals whatever I want it to be. Because if you want to be nice and friendly with a tiger shark and say, oh, it's just a shark, I say the shark is friendly. So he's go inside the ocean and pet a tiger shark and see what happens. You can't make something what you want it to be when it is what it is already.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change facts or reality.
Yeah.
It's not malleable in that way. So I mean that's pretty much the initial thoughts.
Yeah, so the notes that I have down, I think you pretty much hit them. It's so what happens is when people start to say stuff like this, they're just now starting to try to redefine language, right? And what happens when you redefine language is you redefine how everyone looks at it now. And so, to what Eddie Ed said, you start saying fat bodied instead of obesity. Then we're starting to go from like scientifically this is a problem to now like this is just the body they're in. They can do it's just a fat body instead of obesity that points to like you weren't obese and now you are. And so when you stop people from saying obesity, which is what they're trying to do, like don't say that word, which is absolutely mind-blowing, you basically stop the people who are obese from confronting the truth, right? Because obesity is a scientific word. It's not a word that we made up to like beat down on people who are bigger. If you're obese, you're obese. Yeah. There's a difference between being obese and being overweight, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's what Jillian was saying. It was like, hey, we're not coming after the person themselves. It's just it is what it is. It's used. The word is a description of the current reality or the situation.
Exactly. So the idea here is if the words hurt my feelings, then the problem must be the word, not what the word is pointing to. And Jillian gets to this in the end where she like really opens up like the can of worms where you'll be able to see they just won't be able to accept, they just don't get it, because obesity is not what offends you. Is the fact that when someone says you're obese, it's saying scientifically, biologically, there's something wrong that you're not addressing here. So, compassion requires clarity, right? Not like, oh, this and this, not euphemisms, not like, oh, this gives this meaning, so we must change this meaning, even though the original meaning is like scientific and practical. We're not being mean when we say obese. You should talk to the people who have been obese and have lost the weight. They feel amazing. So this little clip was just a warm-up, okay? The real denial begins when this lady, who is actually a medical, she mentioned she's a eating disorder counselor. She's in the medical field, bro.
Bro, she is going against what she's lying, bro.
You have a point. She's going against the very profession that she's in,
bro. It's like because she has traded the facts for feelings. She traded them in. That sounds like when somebody doesn't like the fact, the truth. Or let me say the truth of the word of God that are following Christianity, but then they're like, you know what? I'm just not gonna go by it no more because I don't feel like it should be this way. Well, when you run into the results of what it said you would run into when you leave the faith, then you're gonna have a hard strike.
Exactly.
Like that sounds like that. It's like something is something, or this is that, but now you're going against it because you feel differently.
Exactly.
And you're gonna find out because you traded the truth for a lie. Now you're gonna be giving up to a debased mind, as the word says. Like when people give up the truths for living lies, things are gonna happen to where you weren't expecting.
Yeah, shoot. Hey, let's jump into this next clip because we got 30 minutes and then we could like talk about stuff all the way through on the short end. So let's jump into this next clip real quick. So this is a continuation from the first clip. I just wanted to play the first clip and let you guys see how this is setting up into the bigger problem. Take a look.
You're saying is that it is inherently unhealthy to live in a fat body.
It's inherently unhealthy to have excess body fat, yes.
Okay, where are you getting that information from?
Oh, okay. There are dozens of MRT trials that show having excess body fat. Dozens is causal, not correlated.
Oh, no, that's not true. There's no disease that just fat-bodied people get.
I didn't say that. But obesity lends itself to all-cause mortality across the board. Have you heard of something called adiposopathy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know it means literally sick fat. And you understand how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me how it works.
So it's an additional layer of fat in the stomach area.
No, that's not what it is. It works as follows. When we eat too much food that has energy that we're not utilizing, the body needs to put that energy somewhere, right? So it puts it in fat cells. So it puts it in initially subcutaneous fat cells, a little bit of visceral fat, which is fat around the organs. And at first you have hyperplasia, which means we're recruiting new little fat cells, which isn't necessarily a bad thing up to a point. Now, the issue is that once you can no longer recruit more fat cells, right, you get hypertrophy. So the fat cells start to expand. And this is exceptionally dangerous because what ends up happening is the blood vessels get outpaced. So the fat cells can't get oxygen and they start screaming, literally. And when they do, they release cytokines, inflammatory proteins, right?
I want to pause.
Of course you do want to pause because it's irrefutable. You don't even know what I'm talking about. So
Jillian, okay, first of all, I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me right now. You called me out for just trying to understand the languaging and saying I was talking to like a 3-year-old, but I felt like I was talking to you very respectfully. You're talking to me very disrespectfully right now.
Here's the thing.
And I want to...
You're telling me you understand it, but you don't understand it. You fundamentally didn't describe it accurately.
But what I understand is that...
What's lipotoxicity?
I don't want to talk about, I am not, okay, here, I'm going to say this straight out. I am not a medical doctor, okay? So I'm not going to talk to you about medical diagnosis because that's outside my scope. And I'm fully willing, hey, I'm fully willing to be wrong.
All right, let's take a pause right there. Let's take a pause right there. Your camera's a little dark, but it's all good.
Oh gosh, hold on, real quick. Let me come back in here.
All right. That was just so uncomfortable. She was in the hot seat. When I say the hot seat, like you come up there thinking you know something, and then someone says you actually don't know. But like you bring all this ego and pride to the stage that you can't accept the fact. I know she said, I'll accept if I'm wrong. I'll give it to you if I'm wrong. But boy, you don't even know what your whole ideology is going against. Like, don't use the old word. Why? Because it's offensive. How is it offensive? Can you tell me how it works? No, I can't. So what are you fighting here? Right. And this is what people do. They start to redefine things because they feel uncomfortable with it. And they don't even understand how the thing works. Imagine being always afraid to get in an airplane and fly because you don't understand how it works. Well, in your mind, you're like, well, I wish there were ways that cars could go faster because cars are more safe and you don't have the potential of crashing down and burning. And then you start to understand that, but wait, airplanes are actually more safe per flight than a car. And so when you get in an airplane and you experience that this isn't actually quite as bad, you begin to accept the reality of how an airplane works. But these people don't want to accept the reality. What you got, Eddie? What do you got? What do you got? That was crazy, man. That was wild.
Man, you said you know what it means.
She did.
You lied. And you got exposed. And now you want to talk. Oh, don't come at me. Why did you just say you don't? Well, I don't really know what that means. But she wanted to talk tough. She wanted to look strong, and she was looking weak. She got exposed. Now she's looking weak, and she got represent. And she was looking weaker because she didn't know, or she was trying to play the victim.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I was just trying to know what it. You said you knew what it meant. Why did you lie then? And now you got exposed. You talking trash.
She said, "Oh, don't be mean. I wasn't being mean. I wasn't trying to call you a 3-year-old." Bro, you talking to a medical, like a fitness expert on what obesity means. What are you talking about?
And you put in feelings into it. It don't give you the facts. So, I mean, pretty much, I like that Jillian, I like that she was given the actual like facts about the subject, and even give us some studies being made exposing, hey, this is what we found. This is what the process is when this happens in the body. And it was very understandable. I understood everything she was saying. It made sense to how it linked up and it progressed to stage obesity. It was everything followed. Even if she was lying, I still understood the process. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy. People would really fight against this because why? Because they don't want to be called out for things that they should change. This whole thing is emotionalized. How dare you call me this when nobody's calling you a name?
Crazy.
Like it's not cancer. It's not diabetes. We're using the word to describe a situation that is happening. You know.
Exactly.
So people want to pick and choose what they want to be offended by, and that's unfortunately what we're seeing in even other stages of discussion. People are just gonna find ways to be angry because they don't want to connect with reality anymore. And this is clearly an episode or a situation where we can clearly see when you try to bring the facts, people want to bring the emotional side and disregard the facts. So then you don't have a logical discussion because both are not coming from a logical place. One is, and then one is not. So then you get an argument that's not even a good argument because both parties are coming from different sides, and both parties are coming from the same sides and disagreeing. Then it's logical, but it's not logical right now because one party is not on the same playing field.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this after. We could definitely, because that's an awesome way to segue into the conversations that Christians usually have with people, but people don't want to accept it.
It's all connected, bro. It's all connected.
It really is. So, the problem with this, the breakdown is like what he was just saying, like what Eddie Ed was just saying. If I don't get it, it really mustn't be true. Like that kind of mindset is what spreads misinformation, because she explained adiposopathy and then lipotoxicity, which are like scientific terms that explains how things happen within the body. It's not like someone made it up to be mean to obese people. It's what happens when you have too much fat in your body. It begins to take space in other places that it's not supposed to. And so the danger of rejecting medical things is like, just because you're uncomfortable is the number one red flag, especially because this lady is an eating disorder counselor or therapist. I don't even know. Like, what are we talking about? That's why, like, when people start professions and do things, like, we don't say that they are a professional in this, therefore their ideology by which they're approaching things is great. This time in our world today is filled with psychologists and therapists, and come talk, figure it out, let it all out in the open so that you can solve all of your problems and be emotionally free. You can just be perfectly happy every single day if you just address your trauma. But you have to remember, the person talking to you, their ideology and their mindset behind these things also matter, because they're the ones asking you the questions. They're the ones sitting with you in the room. So you have someone like this who is an eating disorder therapist, and they're sitting there with your son or your daughter who may have that problem. Mostly women have that problem. And your daughter is telling them like, oh, like I have this problem because, like when I was younger, someone called me fat, and, now I have an eating disorder. That's one of the reasons. And now this therapist is sitting there affirming your sibling, like, yeah, no, you're just in a fat body. You're not actually obese. There's not a problem here. Just everything is okay. That's crazy to me, man. So, like, the truth doesn't stop being the truth just because it hurts. We all have to face that. I have to face that. Eddie Ed has to face that. We're all humans. We're all sinful, right? It doesn't mean that we're never going to lack in terms of like sinfulness. We're all sinful. And the truth is supposed to pierce the sin and make available to us the things that we're actually supposed to be operating in. So this kind of denial is like, it sets more problems down the line, because if you saw in the thumbnail that I had up for this video, the person in the background is 600 pounds, and they have family members around them who are supporting this. Hey, what do you want to eat? There was a video that I watched.
Oh man.
There was a video that I watched that a lady was going to the grocery store to get groceries for food, and she was sitting in the car crying, 600 plus pounds. She was crying because she had just eaten like 50 minutes ago, and she was crying because she was so hungry. She was crying, bro. That was why I was like, wait, what? I saw her eating mac and cheese and pork and stuff, and she was crying because the groceries hadn't come yet. So the husband had to get her rotisserie chicken, bro. Huh?
I said, you killed me when you said pork. That is just nasty.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But
man.
Go ahead.
I mean, you just brought up my 600-pound life thing. Like, you see firsthand on how distorted these not distorted, but how exaggerated these eating habits are. It's like 50 minutes and you say you so hungry, and even just hearing that just lets me know, like, oh yeah, she has that type of like bacteria, living inside her, because there's a bacteria that when you feed it sugar, you know, it not only grows, but it makes you hungry.
Yeah.
For sugar, you know, for carbs and things like that. And a lot of people don't know about that, but that's a real thing. And if you fast, you can kill that bacteria. And if you eat differently, you can see how less and how frequent, how less frequent you are getting hungry versus when you're eating sugary. Like, I've done that test myself. I've lived that before, so I know it's real. After hearing the information, I tested it myself, and I've experienced it. So a lot of those big people, they're engulfed with bacteria that craves sugar and all these crazy food items that are just making them go wild and hungry so often, and they just don't know how to handle it because they lack the knowledge thereof.
Man, yeah, you just brought that up, man. Parasites and bacteria, because like it's not just your body anymore. Now a whole bunch of things are there trying to eat the things that you're not
control. You control now.
Man, that's crazy, man. So the next clip, right? The debate really does take a turn when the next person comes up. It goes from like denying to something that was really heartbreaking to see. It really was, and you guys will see it in this clip here. Check it out.
I have lived in a fat body for like as long as I can remember, and I've known very many fat people. And I don't think any of us, the people that I know, I can only speak to the people that I know, I don't think any of us are pretending that we're okay with it. What I want to say here is I live with autoimmune disorders. I live with chronic illness, and I'm also neurodivergent. And this is, the body positivity movement has made it so that I can tolerate this life. I can find ways to thrive, even still. But I'm not pretending that this doesn't bother me. And by bother, I mean that it doesn't hurt to carry my weight. I'm willing to concede with you that carrying around extra weight is harder. It is. But it must be done.
I don't know that I agree with you.
Okay. Tell me more, please.
Well, tell me why you think it must be done.
Because I've worked really hard to not have this.
What does that mean? Like you beat yourself up in the gym or something?
No, I don't. That's not fun.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand what you mean.
What I mean is that I grew up with a number of undiagnosed conditions. And even I can think back to like middle school, and I couldn't keep up when the PE teacher would make us like run laps. And I'm like, this is physically aching me. And I didn't understand why.
Okay. That's sad, bro. That is sad, man. Because probably from her childhood, like these kind of things usually start from your childhood. The habits and the ways that you relate to food, and you know, there's some people who eat emotionally and stuff. Like this stuff isn't a joke. She's up there. She's passionate about what she does. This is Jillian. She's passionate about what she does, and she's up there because people actually suffer. People suffer from this kind. And she just laid out everything that makes her suffer. These things aren't a joke. But when these people say the body positivity movement, it makes it something like of a joke. Like obesity doesn't actually expose you to health risks. No. Just be positive about your body and you'll be happy. You man, go ahead, man. What do you got?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you know, it's always gonna be those people that when it comes to a certain, you know, situation like this, where it's going to be those exceptions where they might have things that make them, you know, get to this form or get to this, you know, thing. We're not talking about necessarily those individuals. Can those individuals still help themselves? Absolutely. And as you just heard her say, she don't go to the gym and work out like that. So my note to that is, for people that are big like this and also have other things, other health issues, have you tried or exhausted all of the options, all of the, ways to help yourself get to a better state? If you haven't exhausted, meaning if you haven't gone through the whole list of things, of possible things that you can do, crying is not helping. Until you have exhausted the list of possibilities to aid yourself and nothing is happening at all, then we can be like, oh shoot, this is one of them ones where it's just like, whoa. But she said it herself, it's not fun. She only goes to the gym, it's not fun. Well, when it comes to getting in a better situation, you're not doing the most that you can do. And I'm not trying to be insensitive of all the other conditions that she has. I'm sure that has something to do with her case. But again, she's not doing everything that she could possibly do in her power, in her capacity to help herself. You can, anybody can exercise and go to the gym. And I'm not just talking about exercise, but I'm just saying that's one that she's herself denied that she doesn't do. She said that. So then I can call that out. Because people gonna be like, oh man, why are you saying this, that? She said it. She said that she don't like going to the gym because it's not fun. Yeah. That's one thing that you can do to aid yourself that you're not utilizing. That's all I'm saying there. But it's always going to be these special cases. But we're talking about the people, the normal case where it's just this. I think for the bulk of the matter, people that are just dealing with the obesity part without any of the autoimmune stuff and that X, Y, and Z additions. I think it's a situation where even with this lady, just make a lot of excuses and these habits, like Dee said, that started early and now you have formed a lifestyle out of those habits, which is going to take a long stride for you to come out of those habits, especially getting your body to stop craving things that it used to crave. That's going to take a while. Yeah. If you're really not disciplined, it's going to take a long time. But if you're disciplined, it's still going to take a while too. But
yeah. So like this is what culture does. This is why you can't depend on culture. And whenever people say that basically humans, culture, since the beginning of time, we have been redefining things, we have been making things better. We didn't need religion to help us. We don't need a God outside of time to put his hand into time and help us understand things and bring rules and regulations. People think like culturally speaking, things just progress, things get better because culture really is the religion of some people. But like when you see what culture does when there are facts on the table, basically culture advises people, or it helps people normalize suffering. Like it helps people stay in their condition and remain in torment. And the tragedy of this is she's hurting, but she has no choice. That's what she believes. She's hurting, but she believes she has no choice. Which, dude, like that's why some people take their own lives. Yeah, that's literally the reason why. Yeah. And this movement is making people feel that way. It's allowing people to accept the things that for some people, like you said, it might require more work than other people. But when someone comes and says, it's okay, just accept the way that you are, you're just allowing them to fester in their sorrow. And so what culture does is it removes hope, and then people settle for survival instead of healing and doing well and thriving. And so like acknowledging that she's in pain isn't shame. It's a step toward the realization of things, which it sounds like she's accepted that realization, but then her compass is pointing backward again. Did you have any thoughts before we move on to the next clip?
I'm gonna save it for the second for our discussion after.
For afterward?
Yeah.
All right. I got a commercial playing here, but let me pull it up real quick.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, this is wild, bro. It was an hour and 46 minutes of crazy conversations. Let me pull it up. All right. You ready?
All
right. And so just when you guys think the conversation can't get any worse, it gets worse.
Dang.
Take a look, man. Take a look.
Say that was true. Say we knew for
I can
certain.
go grab the data for you right now. If
Okay.
you want.
Say
What happened?
She coming in hot.
Oh yeah.
She's really not gonna hear nothing. She's really not gonna hear nothing. Oh, I could already tell.
Yeah.
I could already tell, man.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. You ready?
Sure, I'm not ready.
All right, let's go.
It's healthy.
Say that was true. Say we knew for
I can
certain.
go grab the data for you right now. If you
Okay.
want.
Say we knew for certain that it was unhealthy. That what you're saying is true.
Am I playing the right clip? All right, let me pull the right clip up.
Oh, it's not the right one?
No, because we'll get to this one. We'll get to this one. We'll get to this one.
This girl right here.
Yeah, we'll get to this one.
She is in. I mean, hey, I'm gonna just keep it for when we get to it. Bro.
Never mind. This is the right clip. Let's keep watching.
This is. Oh shoot, we here?
Yeah, we here, man.
Hey.
All right, hold on. Let me take it back.
Classified as healthy.
Say that was true. Say
You guys feel comfortable with. Only 7% are classified as healthy.
Say that was true. Say we knew for
I can
certain.
go grab the data for you right now. If you want.
Say we knew for certain that it was unhealthy. That what you're saying is true. Even then,
here's the classification.
But even then, we'd be in this place where, okay, so what do we do? Are we going to send someone down a path of trying to lose weight and then gaining and trying and gaining? And we know that weight cycling in and of itself, bad for the heart, bad for insulin, bad for the brain, bad for all the things.
We work with that individual.
That's what I do in my private practice.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And I don't encourage weight loss because it's unethical.
I disagree with you.
Huh?
Dude. Registered dietitian, bro. Registered dietitian, bro.
Bro, I'm about to break my glasses, bro.
Hey, break your neck, man.
Oh, hold on, guys. Oh,
yeah, bro. This is
crazy.
Registered dietitian.
She said it's unethical. What?
Unethical.
I was writing down. I was writing something down. I forgot what I was writing.
Man, just say it. Say it out loud, man.
It was something that she said before, though, that I wanted to touch on. What is she? She said
the weight cycling thing.
Yes. I was about to put stop being lazy. The weight cycling thing is from the person not being consistent. That's what that is. Because it is true, like if you eat a certain way for a while and you go back to eating carbs or whatever it is, you're gonna gain weight fast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a natural process that would happen. You just gotta stay consistent.
Hey.
Your body's like an engine. If it's gonna go off what you feed it, and it's gonna run efficiently. It's gonna learn how to run efficiently from that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not consistent, you're gonna damage your engine.
Yes.
That's straightforward. So what she's talking about is just people being lackluster in this process. That's it. If you don't, like, let's say somebody's trying to train to reach a certain, physical capability, whether they want to run 10 miles, whatever. If you're not consistent in training, you're not going to reach it. That's it.
True. Facts.
That's it.
Facts. You're gonna cycle. But there are people who are inconsistent and have to go through weight cycling. And then there are the people that I actually question all the time. The people that are like, I have to bulk and then I have to cut and then I have to bulk and then I have to. Those are the people that I'm like, bro, that's get it. But yeah, why are you weight cycling, bro? You realize that's not good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that I question, man. But yeah, you're right. Inconsistency.
Is factual. Like, anything you do and not stay consistent with, the results are not going to stay or not going to be what you wanted. In any form of progress, if you're not consistent, you're not going to be stabilized. Bro, this is like the math on this is third grade, bro. Like this is 1 + 1 = 2 math right now. Like, this is it. To grow, you got to stay consistent. To build good habits, you have to stay consistent.
Bro, you're venturing into another territory, man. 1 + 1 = 3, bro. If you and your wife have a child, how many of you are there?
We have 4, man. In this case. It's 4.
Gosh, what a shocking couple of statements that lady made. And so she just actually literally flipped morality upside down because she said helping someone get healthier is unethical. That means
do we see what's really happening here? What are you people, man? Did you hear what she said? Helping somebody for the better is dangerous or unethical.
Unethical,
bro. What are we living in today, bro?
But affirming their decline is compassionate.
Oh my goodness. Oh, if you want to stab yourself, I think that's healthy. That's very, like, we should allow people to cut themselves. And bro, what are we talking about? We really just heard her say that.
Yeah. Bro,
and we're in 2026. It's gonna get worse from here, guys.
You're right. It is 2026.
It's gonna get worse from here. We're not, up is down and down is up right now.
Mm-hmm. Literally, bro.
Clear.
Literally,
the Bible's very clear about this, guys. This is coming from the Bible on what's happening, what we're seeing transpire. The Bible talks about all this stuff. Up is down, down is up.
That's right.
They're gonna trade. They're gonna say good is evil and evil is good.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying it, bro. This is straight word. Stop denying it, guys.
Doesn't it blow your mind to actually see someone just sitting there just saying this stuff though? Like, do you really hate people that much? You know, because this is what happens when your feelings become like the highest priority in your life. Like when you look at other people and you just prioritize feelings over what they're supposed to do. I wonder what these people's kids look like. I wonder what they put the kids through. These are the people that say, oh, don't raise your voice at your kid. They don't even put them in timeout. Just sit in silence with their anger and just acknowledge their existence. That's all you need to do. Hey, go to Africa, man. Go to Africa and tell me how many people you see on the street talking about I have trauma.
Yo, man. like this is what, this is why a verse came to my mind. I think it slipped me. Dang it. It was a good one too. Like this is, dang, it just left me. It just left me. But it had to do with, the state that we're in now. Man. Oh. So, the Bible talks about the spirit of the Antichrist, right? Mm-hmm. Where people are going to be influenced, to promote evil things and also celebrate those who do them as well, right? And we're seeing that in many forms and facets. Yeah. It's happening to where you see that sound thinking and sound teachings are now being disregarded for lies, are not being disregarded for pleasures, and we're seeing that in many different forms. And this is a form where people aren't, like, where you can see people are just not thinking straight. This is a demonic spirit going around, influencing people to take on this type of mindset.
Yeah.
And they want to say, religion. This is a new religion.
Literally, bro. This is a religion.
This is it. This is the new cult.
the religion of feelings.
This is the new one, bro. So you know, it's quite, and you're gonna get a lot of people in the comments or people that just watch this that just don't want to listen. Hey, that's up to you. That's up to you. If you can't look outside and see that things are backwards, you're blind. You're blinded. And we're saying this so that you can realize that, so that you can take off those scales or find the truth to the matter, or like do something to get back to sanity, because this is just insane to be believing these type of things. Replacing truths for a lie, replacing facts for fiction. That's backwards. And so hopefully somebody sees this and like, oh, let me, like, am I? Just work it out, because this, what we're seeing from people like these people talking to Jillian, this is how a lot of people are turning. And this is a big problem, bro.
Yeah, for a country that has obesity levels over, like, I think it's at least 30%. That's really high. This ideology is criminal.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
And we're the highest in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna go deep into it, but if you just look at the ingredients on which, even for fast food stuff, the ingredients on the amount of ingredients on which we use versus other countries, bro, it's a paragraph versus sentence. That's the difference. True. Paragraph versus sentence worth of ingredients. Yeah. Like, that's why rates of obesity in other countries are way lower than ours, because even just how we make stuff is meant to kill you.
Yeah. It's
meant to take you down. So I mean, there's so many things, so many areas in which we can go, but that's one big obvious. I mean, you can look into it yourself. All that's being said, you can look into the Bible for this. You can look into the research that's already done for the facts. All that, it's all there. Just open your eyes, man. Stop believing people that just want to speak from feelings and start doing your own thing. Don't be like the people in the church that only listen to the pastor and don't read for themselves. Read for yourselves and check your pastor. If he's on point, then boom. If he's not, now you can see that he's not.
Right.
Like we're playing the same game in church and outside of church because people follow blindly.
Bro. And so Jillian, a fitness expert who's been doing this for years at this point, she finally snaps, and then she asks a question that none of them want to answer. Let's take a look.
Are you trying to tell me that having fat in your liver,
I just want to talk about
fat in your heart, having fat deposited in your brain is healthy?
No, I just want to talk about.
So no, you're not trying to say that.
I just want to talk about. She about to cry, baby.
I'm going to do everything I can to try to get back to that.
All right, let's start here.
He goes, oh shit, she just starved me. I'm going to do everything I can to try to get back to that place.
I think it's
drive up thoughts about food.
I think it's more
slow down metabolism to conserve the energy you are getting.
So are you suggesting that because it's hard and it's multifactorial, we should negate the dangers and not try to get healthier?
I'm suggesting that it's more dangerous to weight cycle than it is to stay in a fat body.
That's still not the claim.
Mind you, the claim here is obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk. This lady is literally saying, stay obese. It's okay. She's literally not arguing about what she is saying. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, at this point, I done said everything. I'll just
ran a mile in your chair.
Yeah, I know. I just be repeating a lot of stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's clear that she's not going based off of facts. It's just clear. She's not going based off of research. All of this is just what she wants to believe. And like we stated earlier, if you want to believe something that's not true, or that's not factual, go ahead, but you're not going to get the result you're looking for. That's pretty much it. Donuts don't get you 6 packs. You know, squats don't get you shoulders. You know what I mean? Calf raises will not strengthen your jaw muscle. So, you know, if you want to believe stuff that don't work, stuff that's not logically progressive, then you just got to find out for yourself. You just got to, like, you either somebody got to ding dong you over the head for the faculties to come back in place, or, you know, you gotta have a hard awakening, because you're just gonna have to find out. Like, you're going to have to find out. I don't know what else to say, you know, after all that I said. You're gonna have to find out. Like, do you want to? Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, bro, but dude, it's literally a sim. You know, in Flintstones, when they like hit each other on the head, with the club. Yeah, like she said, it's fat in your liver, heart, and brain. Is it healthy? And she literally couldn't answer, bro.
She didn't want to say it. She didn't want to see. It's like they just can't say what the facts are. It's like in their cult, if they say what's true, they have now become they're scared to be normal.
Exactly. Because the moment they answer, like, is this bad for you? And they're like, well, yeah, fat in the brain is unhealthy. Everything about the body positivity movement comes crumbling down.
They have to admit that they're wrong. They don't, and then pride is another thing too. Yes. People don't want to admit when they're wrong, and that could be an issue of progression. You know, for everybody. Like, you know, I gotta admit that I'm wrong in some in areas, and and that's good for me so that I can correct it. Because if I don't come to the realization that I'm wrong in this area, I'm going to continue to be wrong and not progress. But if I correct the wrong, I can be healthier. I can be better.
That's right. Yeah, because if they admit it, they have to work on it. So
yeah, like they don't want to work. They want to be lazy. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they that's the ideology. Is the ideology allows them to be lazy about the hard things of life, right? So the reason, like, they're avoiding it, which shows a weakness in their arguments. They need to go back to the table and figure this out, because honestly, biology doesn't really care how you feel about things. Biology works the way that it does. Like, if you were a coal miner for 20, 30 years, your risk of developing lung cancer or some kind of cancer inside of your body is extremely high, because biology doesn't care about how you feel. It cares about the toxins that you're breathing in.
Man, this you just reminded me about this one guy. There's a time where when the government remember when the government shut down?
Yeah.
And so when the government shut down, they stopped sending like all the aid that they were sending to people, you know, for like, you know, food money or whatever, like groceries, food, whatever it was. They stopped sending that to the people that were on the list because the government shut down. People were making posts on social media. The government better open back. They got to give me my money, X, Y, and Z. And this one guy was talking so tough on that. Like, he was one of the guys, right? He was like, yeah, man, the government needed to send me my money. I was making too much of like good money with, like, you know, whatever he said. He basically was saying he was making some good money from the government. They need to open back up so they could send him a check because he's starving. This dude, after he said that, he said, you can go like find this online on YouTube. He said, yo, I don't want to work. I'm not working. Like, he's able to work. Nothing's wrong with him. He's a regular human being. He refuses not to work, and he wants the government to do everything for him, even though he can work. He demands the government to give him his checks that they were giving him, open back up, because he ain't working. He ain't working for nobody. He wants you to give him the money.
That's wild.
If that is not wild in itself, and people don't think there's nothing wrong with that, that's why you are on these people's side. And that's why, anyway. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. If you think there's nothing wrong with that, exactly.
I highly doubt that anyone that watches our channel would ever think anything isn't wrong with that. Like, you, come on, man. Like, come on.
Hey, we're gonna get somebody in the comments that's like, what do you mean? They better be joking, because if you're really serious about that, Kai.
Hey. So, all right. So the idea here behind everything that we talked about and all of the clips that I showed is, you saw how this happens, right? First, it's the language denial. Then that gives them power for scientific denial. Then you've got the emotional pain that comes with it, right? And then you have to go to an ideological extremism to kind of handle all of the stuff that's coming up. And then you have the truth confrontation. And so what happens with this line of thinking is, comfort without the truth, it really does become cruel. You're just punishing people with things that aren't supposed to hurt us. For example, this obesity. Obesity is the result of having too much comfort without having some responsibility. This is what happens when you take away responsibility from people. So compassion means helping people out of the pain that they're in, not necessarily affirming it. You can say, I understand the pain that you're in. I get it. But then compassion allows me to tell you the truth to help move you out of that. And the verse that came to me when I was going through all of this was Isaiah 5:20. Let's take a quick look at that real quick right here. All right. So Isaiah 5:20. Let me start at 18, because it kind of sets the precedence a little bit. It says, woe to those who draw iniquity with cords of falsehood, who draw sin as with cart ropes, who say, let him be quick, let him speed his work, that we may see it. Let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw near, and let it come, that we may know it. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and shrewd in their own in their own sight. Woe to those who are heroes at drinking wine and valiant men in mixing strong drink, who acquit the guilty for a bribe and deprive the innocent of his right. And like, when they're all sitting there laughing at the things Jillian is saying based on scientific research and facts, and they're like, oh yes, girl, tell them how we need to affirm our identity because we feel good about it. And they're all laughing and they're all agreeing with this person who's literally spewing falsehood. We have to understand, like, the Bible isn't an old text. The Bible is a reoccurring text based on humans, because I've said this before. Humans don't really change. We don't really change. We just do the same things over and over again. And God's design for the body is not to shame. Obviously, it's stewardship. It's responsibility. When you hand your kid a toy, you don't expect them to break it right away. You expect them to play with it and have fun in the proper ways, right? So, like, this brings about the fact that we need to be clear in what we're doing. We need to have courage to address the things that aren't going properly and do all of this in love. Be kind about it. You don't have to be nice about it. No one wants you to be nice. No one cares about the nice guy, but people do care about the charismatic person who brings up truth in situations where there's pain. What do you got, Eddie? Yeah, what do you got?
Man,
you're out, man. You're out. You're done.
As you were talking, I was just, thinking about a bunch of stuff, but this is yeah, I'm pretty much I didn't shout all the bullets I had.
Yeah, I know you did, man. That's why this thing took an hour. It's crazy.
But hey, you know what I would say? We're hitting the issue here. We're not, trying to crack on or talk down on obese people. or whatever. We're trying to point out the wickedness when it comes to telling the truth. People don't want to tell the truth anymore. That is wicked.
Yeah.
That is evil. And the Bible does say so. So, because when you tell a lie is not good. So
yeah.
So what we're trying to do is point out the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, break it down, meditate on it, and figure out why you're having a hard time. Because
that's true.
Guess what? The truth is not only going to do nothing but set you free.
Yeah. Hello.
That's it. Hello.
You can say that
turn
again.
on the lights.
Shoot.
Turn on the lights. So, if you're in that state where you really can't see the reality, I would say, meditate on it and get some help or something. Like you got to turn on the lights because it's time. It's time, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
If there's anywhere, this isn't just to obesity. If there's anywhere in your life that you're suffering, right? Sit on and meditate on it. Why am I doing this? Why does this bring pain to me? And like you said, meditate on it. Think about, you have a brain to think, use it.
Yeah.
Right? So, we invite you guys to comment your thoughts below. And of course, be respectful in the conversation. It doesn't help anyone when there are insults and all of this stuff. It really doesn't. So, hey, you guys should subscribe if you want more truth-centered breakdowns and perspectives on situations. And check out this video if you haven't. All right, check it out. YouTube thinks you'll like it. Check it out and let us know if you did. Okay, Eddie Ed, you got anything for us before we're out of here?
Hey, man, stop playing. Quit gaming. Like life is a game. Only game when you have time to. I was trying to rhyme, but anyway.
Hey, man, you try.
Nah. Quit playing games with life, man, before you get played out. It's EA Sports. Get in the game, man. Don't let the game play you. You get in the game. Exactly.
Hack it. Hack the game. All right. And we're out of here, folks. It's Dialogue.
It's your man, Eddie Ed.
Hey. Peace.
Peace.